preface this video by suggesting that most folks actually don't use this sheet and instead hire an accountant to do their filing for them. However, if you're still side hustling or new in business, you don't have a lot of revenue to report for the year, maybe you don't really have the budget to hire an accountant, or you just really love doing this stuff, well, then this sheet will give you all of the information that you need to fill in your Form T2125 when you're doing your personal tax filing at the end of the year. The other thing that I need to say is that this sheet is only as accurate as the information given to it. So if things in the monthly overviews are not filled in correctly, if not everything has been recorded or there are mistakes, then this sheet will not be 100% accurate either. All that being said, here is how it works. For almost all of you watching this, you will not need to fill in anything on this sheet. You will just need to go through the sheet at the end of the year after everything has been recorded into the system and line by line enter the numbers given on this sheet on the corresponding lines on your T2125 form, or possibly the walkthrough of it in your tax filing software. The number given up top is your net income for the year, so that is your revenue minus all of your deductions and write-offs. So this is the amount that you actually pay tax on. So for this hypothetical person, you can see that their gross revenue, so that was all of their sales before any deductions, was a little over $84,000, but then after deductions, and that's business expenses as well as their personal use of home, vehicle, medical expense write-offs, all of that, then their actual taxable amount was almost $20,000 lower. So that's why it's important to keep good records and actually put in the work on all of this stuff, because it can add up to quite a bit of savings when you get to tax time. So in column B here, we have the line number as it is on the T2125 form. So sometimes it's just a number and sometimes it's a number and a letter. It just depends on which section of the form you're filling in. And then on the right, we have the number that will be reported on that line. If there's nothing in here, and I don't mean a zero like here, I mean there is nothing, then you may need to fill in a number there, but honestly, probably not. If the line just shows zero, that means that the amount you need to report on that line is zero. Do not fill anything in manually. So the cells where you could fill in something manually are really quite rare, such as the Canadian Journalism Labor Tax Credit. You almost certainly won't have anything to fill in on these ones. If you're not sure, if you see one and you think, oh, I don't know if that applies to me or not, you should probably talk to an accountant. It's always best to be sure. And that's really it. As you're filling out the Form T2125 or working through it in your tax filing software, just go through line by line and just start filling in these amounts. Remember that if there's a zero, that means you have nothing to report for that, at least as far as the information that you have entered into the system would indicate. And that's it. That's all you need to do. As always, if you have any questions on this sheet, just let me know.